I am here outside the Beacon Hill studio, Kim Kierkegaard, with the heavy hitters, Cosmo Macero of O'Neill & Associates, a guy who probably would suffer a seizure if he went to see Twilight.
Maybe the dry heaves.
Wow, that was a shot at Scottish Joe. Peter Cadgis of the Boston Phoenix, a man who owns a Corgi, as I found out over the and shops with the Corgi, by the way.
Corgi is by my side on weekends. Chase.
You
Chase
you
the
know
Wonder
a guy,
Dog.
Cosmo, and he's walking Chase.
So where did your spy
You've
spot
been
me?
dimed out, and I can't divulge that sort of information.
That must come from Jamaica Plain.
It does indeed.
Okay.
Let's talk politics.
Probably
gentlemen.
Al's Diner on State Street timed you.
I can't divulge that sort of information. The Donald has wormed himself back into the presidential race in a couple of phases. First, Newt down there yesterday in New York with the Donald, doing the photo op thing. Number one, Cosmo, as a consultant, would you have advised Newt to do this photo op? Number two, why does any politician want the Trump endorsement? Does it matter?
First of all, something about him and Trump together, that I have a lot of respect for Newt. That grin is getting to me. It looks like he just threw a cherry bomb in the commode or panched someone or egged the headmaster's house at Fuss Budget Country Day School. He looks very smarmy.
Fuss Budget Country Day.
Especially on the stage with Trump.
Yeah,
Look,
he did.
Trump is, he's an icon. He's an entertainer. He's got a hit show. That's fine. But I got to tell you, it doesn't give an element of seriousness to your campaign when you get on stage with the guy. And why is he in New York of all places? Just because he can, because he wants to stick it in the face of the Northeast liberals? Maybe that's a good campaign strategy. I don't know.
Newt said people got to lighten up and get a sense of humor, Peter. Is that a good enough reason to be with the Donald?
Why not? Look, the Republican primary is really nothing more than a circus sideshow. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see Gingrich or Trump bite the heads off a chicken, They have a lot.
You don't do that at Fuss Budget Country Day, I'll tell you.
They have a lot in common, In between photo ops, they can talk about their lines of credit at Tiffany's. I mean...
Good line by Cadgis.
It's...
Did the Corgi give you that one? That was well done.
Speaking of, the bill has come due, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he needs a little help with that, a little bailout.
Listen, Trump is a follically challenged vulgarian. He makes Herman Cain look like a statesman. Why Mitt's hanging around with him, there's a simple answer. I'm sorry, why Newt is hanging around with him is very simple. Newt is a creature of cable TV. He began his career as a darling of right-wing cable TV. Cable TV has been what's brought him back. Donald gives him airtime. That's good enough for him.
Hold on, before we even get to the sideshow yesterday, we have the sideshow over the weekend that is the Donald is going to anchor or MC a Republican debate the week before the Iowa caucuses in Iowa. A couple of guys, Paul and Huntsman, have already said they're not going. Newt says he is going, but he's the only one to have confirmed. If you're a candidate, are you participating in a debate hosted by the Donald?
I think if you're one of the candidates who probably aren't going anywhere, you got to go to get the airtime. If you're one of the front runners, you got to decide, you know what, do I want to be part of that? Look, just when I thought Newt and Mitt, I got that right, Newt and Mitt, we're going to take this in the direction of policy and elevate the level of the campaign. Newt goes left with the Trump thing, and, here we are, like Peter says, back in the sideshow.
And then he gets in a whizzing match with Bachmann. What's he taking her on for?
The beauty of Newt is he has this incredible capacity for self-destruction. If he can keep blowing himself up as he goes along.
It's self-destruction. The guy went from 2% to 30% in some polls. He's doing something right now, so who are we to question him?
Watch. He's going to start pantsing those candidates on stage.
Get back to Fuss Budget Country Day now. Let's change gears for a second and talk about strange bedfellows or weird photo ops. There's Steve Wynn and Bob Kraft on Sunday at the Pats game going, hey, Tom Brady, say hi to Steve Wynn. Cosmo, is there a casino coming to Foxborough? Is that ever going to happen?
It's going to be an extremely competitive process statewide for these licenses. Standard full disclosure, I work with Mohegan's son, who wants to build a casino in Western Mass, by the way, in a community that strongly supports casino gaming.
But that wouldn't compete with the Foxborough. Different zone.
It actually wouldn't. A completely different zone. Nonetheless, here's what they've got going for them, right? Certainly the experience of Wynn, certainly the site and things like that. The fact that it fits the model of resort gaming. Patriot Place already is well along the way toward that kind of facility. All those things going for it, and the success that the Krafts have in business affairs. A key thing they've got, a challenge they have, is the community support, and that is a critical element of this licensing process. That licensing commission is going to take that strongly into consideration and that's something they got to overcome.
Quickly, if this comes down to these two rich guys versus the people of Foxborough, who wins that battle?
The people of Foxborough. I've got to ask everyone, a sports team married to betting? Is that something we really want?
Just a leasing deal, Kraft says. All right, quickly, I got a minute left, fellas. You guys heard the story. The teen runaways from the North Shore found yesterday at Occupy Newark. Cosmo, A, last time you were in Newark, did you have a smashing good time? B, of all the places you ever thought about running away...
What are they occupying in Newark? Just the wastewater treatment plant?
Good point.
Look, a lot of people like to say, hey, everyone tried to run away once. When I was a kid, I didn't. I liked having a roof over my head. I liked having a family that loved me. And so, this fits right into the whole Occupy movement. It looks like a couple of spoiled rich kids that ran away and said, hey, let's go have fun in New York.
Typical rich kid behavior. Rather than get on the commuter rail in the T and come to Boston, they have to take a plane to Newark. Listen, if I were their parents, I'd have a yard sale. Sell everything in their room, all their video games, etc., for 99 cents.
I might attend that yard sale, actually. Peter Cadges of the Phoenix, Cosmo Macero of Wynn Associates. They're the hitters. Kim Kerrigan, back to you in Dedham.